Good morning, everyone. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, BC, Bay City, Michigan. Welcome to the Biker Devotional. Of course, I am also the North Central Chaplain for Broken Chains JC, and it is my privilege to be with you here this morning on, I was going to say July. Well, I wish it was July. I could ride the motorcycle today. It is December 3rd, 2023. And we will be looking at Proverbs chapter 3. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever had a situation where something's going on and you have a boundary in place and you know, okay, this thing I shouldn't do. And this is as far as I could possibly go, and I shouldn't go any further than that. Anything past that is no longer safe because I will spiral out of control. The answer is yes, by the way. If I ask that question and you're sitting there going, oh, I don't know. The answer is yes, you do know, and you have those boundaries, and you get too close to them and cross them on a regular basis. Maybe you haven't even bothered looking at those boundaries in years because, well, I don't ever stop. I mean, I just blow through them. You know, I had a Jack Russell Terrier. Loved that dog. Matter of fact, I'm alive today because of that dog, but that's another story altogether. And he loved to run. So I lived out in the country and I didn't want fences around my yard. And so I put in an electric fence, you know, the ones with the collar that you put on and it shocks them, gives them a warning beep, and then it shocks them if they get too close to it, right? And this dog loved to run. And it knew where the boundaries were. And on most days, it would just stay just outside of the edge where it would beep at him. Every once in a while, get too close, and it would start beeping, and he would back off, right? But the days he really, really just had the urge to run, he learned really quickly that he could run fast enough that he could get through the boundary before he got shocked. The problem was he wasn't in that big of a hurry to come home. And so he would get to the boundary and it would beep at him and he'd go away because he wasn't going to come across that boundary to come home. And so I'd either have to shut the fence off, the electric fence off, so that he could come home, or I'd have to go get him and run him across it really quick so it wouldn't shock him. Well, that didn't do him any good because then there was no consequences at all, even coming home. Eventually, I just let the collar off the dog because there was no point. You and I, we do that in our lives, don't we? Maybe it's the things you look at online. Maybe it's, I know I should stop eating. I'm done. But it's so good. And I keep eating. Maybe it's something different in your life. You know, I know I should be able to have one drink, but it takes the edge off. So by the time I have the one, I have to have more. You blow right through that boundary. You know, I told my church multiple times that the best diet in the world is to feed your mouth and your body with real food, at the same time feeding yourself with the Word of God. If you have a tendency to eat too much, the Word of God will help counteract that. Feeding yourself the Word of God in any of those situations would counteract that, wouldn't it? Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 through 8. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not rely on your own understanding. Think about him in all your ways, and he will guide you on the right paths. Do not consider yourself to be wise. Fear the Lord. Turn away from evil. This will be healing to your body and strength for your bones. You see, when it comes down to it, you can have the electric fence, underground fence with the shot collar on your neck. And much of the time, it's going to work. But one day, you're just going to blow right through that fence because you know that technically it's not going to shock me too bad. I can deal with it. Once I'm on the other side, I get to enjoy it. Problem is, once you get to the other side, you don't want to come back. Are you stuck on the other side of that electric fence today? Here's the problem. The electric fence isn't the answer. It's a reminder. That beep, beep, beep is the reminder that you're not listening to God. You're not trusting in the Lord with all your heart. You're relying on your own understanding. You're not thinking about him in all your ways so that he can guide you on the right paths. You think you're wise. But we need to fear the Lord and turn away from evil. And if we do that, it's healing to our bodies, strength for our bones. It keeps us away from all the dangers. I need to remember that myself. Sometimes I blow right through those boundaries too, just like all of you. Yep, I've been known to do it. God's reminding me today. So I'm sharing it with you. I love y'all. Hope you have a great day. God bless. Thanks, Random.